Hello Hivers, welcome to Honeybee Stamping Hive, where a creative buzz is always in the air. I am Tashana Lundy, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Florida, serving customers all over the United States. And today we're going to be working with the paper pumpkin. This is the Cozy Christmas October 2025 paper pumpkin kit. So we're going to be making a couple of alternates with this kit today. But before we get started on our project, of course, we have to go over the buzzworthy business of the day. Today is the last day for you to sign up for the Wrapped and Cheer paper pumpkin kit that's going to make 8 festive goodie boxes. Mossy Meadow is the stamping spot. We have the Abundant Joy add-on dies available for $12, and it does coordinate with October, November, and December paper pumpkin kits. Okay, I do have a link in the description box below for you to sign up for the paper pumpkin if you haven't already done so. Next, we have our mystery boxes. These are the medium flat rate USPS boxes that I've stuffed full of new and used, all retired Stampin' Up! Products, and I'm asking just $35 for each box. Shipping is included. If you are interested, please email me at stampwithshana@gmail.com. Lastly, we have our Stampin' Rewards program. This is when you earn 10% on all orders of $20 or more, excluding tax and shipping. You redeem rewards on future orders. You track and save your rewards in your online Stampin' Up! Account. And rewards do expire after 12 months of the earning date, okay? So that is all of our buzzworthy business for today. So let's get started on our project. So first I want to show you the stamp set that comes with this kit. The Cozy Christmas stamp set is Merry Christmas, Joy to the World, and Deck the Halls, and then some stars and little like snowflakes things, okay? That is our stamp set. And this is a look at the add-on dies. You have Joy, a little tag, some greenery, and a little flower, all right? We're gonna be using both of these today. So the first thing I wanna do is some stamping for the inside of our card. So I have some basic white here that is 3.5 by 4 3/4. And we're gonna stamp Merry Christmas in Early Espresso ink. I'm going to try to get this straight, and we're going to stamp that right there. Okay, next I am going to get some cherry cobbler. And we're going to get the little snowflake, or I don't know what these are. We're going to put that there. And then we're going to put one right here like that. And then I need to get my Simply Chamois. I'm going to clean this off because we're going to use it again in a different color. Now the Simply Chamois does not come in this case, but I like to put mine in there. It keeps it moist. Okay. Next stamping. We're going to stamp on a tag. I die cut this tag already using pecan pie cardstock. And we're going to stamp on this in pecan pie with the same stamp set, okay? Or a stamp image, rather. Okay, that's pretty good. Just need to get some on there. Now let's finish up the inside of our card. So we have a piece of one of the card bases here that we're going to put on the bottom of this. Let me get some liquid glue to add this on right here at the bottom. It's about a 1/2 inch piece of the card base from the kit. I'm just going to put that on there like that. We're going to take some scissors and cut off the extra. Whoop. We don't want to move that around. Okay. So next, we're going to add this piece to some Early Espresso that is 5 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to use my stamping seal. I'm going to add that on just like that. Then we're going to take this piece and add it into our card base. And this card base is Garden Green, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to just sit this right on the inside, just like that. Okay. We're going to set that to the side. We're going to set our tag to the side. And we have one more thing to stamp. So then we're going to be heat embossing this sentiment. So let me get out some things to do that. We have a scrap piece of early espresso here. I'm going to get my embossing buddy. Just going to run this across. Now this is probably a 1/2 inch, but you don't even need this much. I'm just using this so that I make sure I can get the image on there. So I'm going to use some Versamark ink. I'm going to stamp "To the World" right on there. Close up our ink, and I have some gold embossing powder. I'm going to sprinkle that on. Tap off any extra. Okay, then I'm gonna clean this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my heat tool here and we're gonna go ahead and heat this up. Okay, so that's all heated and embossed. So now I'm gonna cut this down. You can see I stamped that very crooked, but this is the reason why it didn't matter, because I want this a lot thinner than what it is. So I'm gonna cut it down anyway. And I'm just using scissors instead of using my cutting because it's so, my cut trimmer. Goodness gracious, if I can talk. Because it's so skinny and I didn't really wanna have to measure. I'm just gonna freehand cut it and that'll be that. So I am going to place some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this, and I'm going to use some black ones since this is a dark color cardstock. And since I'm using the minis, I am going to take your pick tool to help me out here. And I do believe that's all the dimensionals we're going to be using, and that is all of the stamping done. Okay, so we're going to set this to the side, and we're going to get 3 of the card bases. So I have one of each card base, well, the back of each card base. So let me show you. I demonstrated the cards and I made them, and what I did was cut the backs off because the backs of the card bases are decorated, and I placed this one onto a cherry cobbler card base. Just cut it down so it fit. This one I did the same thing. I just cut it down and put it on some garden green. But on this one, I cut it down and I moved it all the way over to the edge here just to give it a little something different. And it's a top fold card, so I just cut the backs off so I can have these, and I cut these down to 3 3/4 by 5. And we are going to cut these on our trimmer, and this is the stack, cut, and shuffle technique that we're going to be doing. So this paper is directional, so you have to be careful to make sure you keep the direction the right way. So I'm going to do our first cut from the bottom of our card bases, and it's at 2 1/4. Then I'm going to turn it back around and cut again at 2 1/4. And I hope I'm in frame with this. I usually turn my trimmer to the side so I can make sure I'm in frame, but oh, sorry if you didn't see the measurement. Okay, so we have all of our pieces. So we stacked them, we cut them, and now it's time to shuffle. So the first stack, we're going to leave it just like it is. The second stack, we're going to do 1 to the back. The third stack, we're going to go 1, 2 to the back, so we can have our card design just like this. So I went ahead and cut 3 early espresso pieces at 5 1/4 by 4. We're going to mount these on to the early espresso. So I would take one here, one here, and one here for this one. For this one, I think I'm going to go one here, and one here, like so. Then on this one, I will put this one at the bottom again, and I will put this one here, and this here. So I'm going to glue these down, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have everything mounted onto the early espresso. And now we're gonna get some gold foil sheets. These are 1/4 inch wide, and we're gonna glue them across right here. And the reason I'm doing this is because I had to cut these 2 pieces apart, and to give them a space in between, they're kind of going past the bottom piece, and it just doesn't look that appealing to me. So I am going to take some liquid glue on the back side of the gold, preferably. And we're just gonna lay this right across and trim off the extra, okay? And I'm gonna do that for all 3. Okay, so now that I have them all glued together, I'm just gonna trim off the extra bits on the edges here. Okay, so we got that done. And now we are going to place these on card bases. So I'm going to just put some liquid glue on the back, and we're going to put this onto the garden green card base. Then I have a cherry cobbler card base. We're going to put this one on here. Make sure I have it going the correct way. Then I have a basic beige card base. And make sure you're putting your layers on in the right direction. Okay, so we have that done. Now we're going to go to our little tag here that we stamped. And before the video, I went ahead and die cut the word joy from our add-on dies out of gold foil. And I used the adhesive sheets on the back so that I didn't have to worry about the glue. And we're going to just peel that off because now it is a sticker. And we're going to add this to the tag, just like that. And where's our, here's the one we heat embossed here. We're going to remove the dimensional backings, remove them. We're going to put this right along the bottom here, like so. Joy to the world, okay? Then I have some of this, what is this? Gold striped mesh ribbon. I have a little piece of that we're going to fold over, turn our tag over, and we're going to push this through our little opening here. And I did make this a little longer than I needed because pushing this through this hole does kind of fray the ends of the ribbon. Oh, I didn't get them both in. Where's my take your pick tool? That will help as well to push it through. Or if you have like the dental flossers, you can thread it. But it wasn't that hard to just get them in there. So now what I'm going to do is try to even them out. And then I'm going to take the tails and feed it back through itself through this little loop here and pull. So we have our ribbon on our tag. Then we're going to take our scissors and trim the ends. Okay, just like that. So that is our focal point and our sentiment for the front. And we are going to add these on about like this. So I went ahead and did the other two. Okay, what I also did was die cut some of those leaves out of vellum. And I backed them with the adhesive sheets. That's why they look white right now. I colored it with the light crumb cake, and then the middles of the leaves, I did the dark crumb cake. And then I also did the other little foliage that was in the die set. And I colored this with shaded spruce. And it's also vellum with the adhesive sheets. So I'm thinking I'm going to add these on like this. I think that's what I want to do. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm popping this up. Should I pop up the tag? I'm not sure. What do I want to do? Or should I? Because I know I want it angled. Pop up? No pop up. I'm not going to pop it up. Maybe, no. I'm going to pop them up. So let me get some Stampin' Dimensionals here. You guys know I don't always design my cards fully. So I don't always know what I'm going to do. Okay, so let's get these on to our cards. Because that's just 2 levels of dimensionals, and that's okay. It should still mail very easily. Oh goodness, my son just left for work and I can smell his cologne. It smells so good. Okay, so we're gonna put that there. Now, we're gonna put one here, one there, there. Let's get these on. So I'm gonna peel off the backings. If I can. Okay. So we're going to put this one right here. It's just to add a little extra something. So it is vellum, so you can see it's almost clear. But vellum, I mean, the reason I put the adhesive sheets on there is because I didn't want the adhesive to show through the vellum. And if you have adhesive all over, you can't really tell that you have adhesive. Now that I have all those on there, we're going to add some bling, okay? So this is the sequence from the kit. And I want to add a couple of these onto our card base here. Just like that. Just like that. Oh, I'm leaving the little glue dot behind. There we go. And that is the Stack, Cut, and Shuffle with our Cozy Christmas October 2025 paper pumpkin kit. Okay, you guys, that's it. That's all. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I want to thank you for buzzing by the Hive today. Until next time, buzz you later. Bye.